So guys, we're gonna go actually get some nice clothes today at Walmart. So I have a little fancy dinner for work tonight and I need some nice clothes. So I got cool pants already, which are like nice formal like dress pants, and I'm good to go with the pants side of things, but the shirt not so much. So I'm not sure if I'm just gonna go get a polo shirt or maybe a plain black shirt, and then I got some nice boots already. Wear that with this Patagonia jacket. So we'll be looking into that right now, but when in doubt, shop at Walmart. Walmart is honestly the plug if you want cheap, nice clothes and you're not gonna break the bank. Honestly, sometimes I shop at Goodwill too because they have great stuff there too. I'm a big thrifter. So we're gonna go into Walmart right now and see what we can find. I like Walmart. It is very big. I've been watching a show called Superstore, and I think they kind of modeled it after Walmart, and their store was called Cloud 9, which was really funny. So we're gonna go see what we can get here at Walmart. The GOAT of solid clothes. All right, here we are. Mate, athletic shirt looks too unformal. We have some polos here for 20 bucks. A little too pricey for me right now, but I want to go with something even cheap. $50 for this? What? That's crazy. Let's see what we got. Where are the basic simple t-shirts? Looks like they actually locked up the Dickie pants now. I'm wearing Dickies right now. These are actually style now. Wrangler, these are pretty nice. Like how they look. But I want just a plain black shirt, so let's see if we can find a plain black shirt. Jacket's pretty nice. No plain black shirt yet. We're still looking, guys. All right, guys, we got it. The George tee for $6.98. So just gonna go with the George tee. Feels very premium. I'm very excited to wear it. Go with the medium. Going with the medium. Didn't realize it was a long sleeve, but we're gonna go with it. Pretty cool, I like it. What is going on, Jello family? Hope everyone's doing well. We just bought like a little nice long sleeve shirt for dinner tonight. I think we have a little fancy work dinner tonight. So I wanted to buy like a nice shirt. Heading into work right now. So it's gonna be a solid drive, but should be fun. Pretty excited to just see everyone, get some work done, and to kind of exchange ideas in person. For those of you curious, yes, I do YouTube, but most of my actual income, as well as how I take care of myself and pay for everything just to be alive, is all through work. Like I have a full-time job, and I think having a full-time job really alleviates the pressure from having to feel as if you need to rely on the ad revenue from YouTube or from the businesses you're building on YouTube. It just helps a ton. You use kind of peace of mind and clarity because you have a stable source of income coming in every 2 weeks. And I think yes, it's great to go all in, especially say like you're in high school, you're in college, or if you're kind of like really early in your career. Yes, it's really great. But sometimes, for lack of a better term, we do have like obligations and bills to pay. So having to work a full-time job while building your social media is okay. Like while building YouTube, it's okay. Like don't let yourself feel as if you need to 100% go all in, especially if you need to pay bills, you need to pay for rent. There are so many people I've met like within the music industry, within the entertainment industry, who are working like table jobs as like a server or in the restaurant industry, while they're trying to build their music career, while they're trying to build their acting career. Like it's okay because you will need to just If, for a matter of fact, just put money and put food on the table because you need to take care of yourself and you need to buy clothes, you need to buy food, you need to work, go to the gym, you need to afford all these other things just to be alive. And like, I have friends who built their social media young when they were like in high school, and then they were, still relying on their parents, which was great. But a lot of times, most of us start a little bit later in our life, like during college or say post grad. So you have the student loans, you have the, like, say, that car payment because you need to get around, you need to pay for gas, you need to pay for food, right? You can't just, yes, it's easy. It's good to live below your means, but it is very hard sometimes, especially now. I think I saw a video the other day of an individual who bought groceries at Walmart about, say, 2 years ago. It cost him $150. Now, fast forward to 2024, it cost about $450. So almost what, 3x of what it originally cost, which is kind of insane, but it just kind of shows you that, hey, you do need to make money to make a sustainable living, to take care of yourself and take care of people you love. So, and it's okay to have a full-time job. Don't feel bad for having a full-time job while building out your business or your dream. Like, a lot of people I met in YouTube when I was going to like these creator events, and I go every like week, 2 weeks or so. A lot of them have full-time jobs, and it's okay. Like, there was someone I met who was working in big tech, had almost 1 million subs, and then was just saying that a lot of my coworkers follow me and they just like my videos, and it's okay. It's like totally fine. So it's okay to work full-time, whether it be just like a normal job or like, say, a corporate job, right? Build out your dream and allow yourself to do both. Like, don't feel bad about it. I think I want to talk about the importance of finances and how, like, a lot of this like finance stuff, it's not really taught in school, and I had to learn most of it on my own. One, through YouTube, so shout out YouTube for teaching like people, for the creators who are creating YouTube videos for people to learn about finances and taking care of themselves financially. And then two, also like just through trial and error of having to understand how things work, right? So as a content creator, usually you're paid $10.99. $10.99 is just like, imagine it's like contractor income, just like straight cash. Here you go. Thank you for doing XYZ. But that income you have, it is subject to self-employment tax. So what most content creators do, what most people who are in the entertainment industry, or they're getting just paid like not through a W-2. W-2 is like those normal paychecks you get every day by going to your 9-to-5 job. That's a W-2 paycheck. And usually in that W-2 paycheck, the company will take out taxes for you, so you get like taxed on 20, 30, 40% depending how much you make. And then you kind of don't have to worry about it. Like, end of the year, you may get a refund, you may not have to really pay anything. But as a 1099 employee with like just the money you get from ad revenue, the money you get from sponsorships, you're usually subject to self-employment tax. So there is a big tax associated with it, right? So what people have been doing, it's like what I've learned a lot from my people I've been meeting regarding tax, is that you need to be able to take in that money through a S corporation, LLC, which is limited liability corporation, and then have that money just paid out to you as an employee. So what I started doing was that I started an LLC, or you can start an S corporation, create a business bank account for that entity. And when I say entity, I'm referring to your S corporation or limited liability corporation, LLC. And then there will be a bank account associated with that entity. And then the money you get from making YouTube videos, from sponsorships, for all that good stuff, it will be put into that business bank account. Okay? So just know that that business bank account will have all the money associated with everything that you need. And then the way you do that is you pay yourself through that business bank account. So a lot of people, what they are is a solo member LLC, a solo member S corporation. And what they do is they basically every 2 weeks, every week, whenever they decide to pay themselves, for their bills, for their house, for their car, whatever they need, for food, they will send the money from their bank account over to their personal bank, from the business bank account over to the personal bank account, and that's kind of considered payment because usually you're a solo member LLC, so one person, limited liability corporation, limited liability or S corporation, right? And the reason you do that is because you're just paying yourself a salary, and you're going to be taxed similar to how employees or employers are taxed. So that is one way for you to just kind of ease the burden when it comes to taxes. When it comes to taxes, also know that when you have LLC or S corporation, know that you will be taxed on a quarterly basis. So most people who have a normal W-2 9-to-5 job, they'll get taxed once a year, like in April, right? Like, okay, IRS is like, it's time to file your taxes for your United States, for your certain state. You can pay us in April, right? So that's kind of like how it works for most people. But when you work for yourself or an S corp, like an LLC, if even an LLC, you will have to pay on a quarterly basis. So you just take a portion of where you're supposed to pay. You pay that to the California Tax Trust Board as well as the IRS, and that will be April, your first payment, and then the next payment will be in April. I believe September will be the next one. So April, September. I'm blanking out. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, but essentially you pay quarterly. So it's like every 4 quarters you're gonna start paying tax. And sorry for blanking out, y'all. I'm like trying to think. But yeah, so that's the difference between working as a sole proprietorship or an LLC or like your W-2 paycheck. So financially speaking, like when you're a straight up content creator, right, it is very tricky because you need to take into account that, say you're not reliant on your parents, you could still like, you're just on your own. There's certain things you need to pay for, okay? Number 1, health insurance. You cannot have health insurance. You cannot not have health insurance. So you always need to have health insurance or you will get fined. So you'll always need to have health insurance. So you'll need to pay for health insurance, and you can do that through like Cover California, or like the government will have certain insurances you can buy. So that's one expense you need to take into account for, right? Health insurance. Say that's about $300 a month. 2, rent. Rent in California, wherever you are, it's very expensive, right? You have to pay to be alive and live somewhere. Say you have like a 1-bed you're sharing, especially in California, and you get lucky $1,000. So that's $1,000 already. So you're at $1,300, $1,300. $300 for health insurance, $1,000 for rent, so you're at $1,300. Next, say you have a car payment, because you need a car to get to your events, you need your car to get to wherever you are, to all the other like events you need to go to, as well as to go buy groceries. So let's just say that is $300 a month. Okay, you have a pretty simple car, $300 a month, and then now let's also say that you have to pay for health or insurance for your car, so it's another $100 a month. Okay, now you have to pay for gas also, so it's about $500. So all in all, your car is costing you about $500 a month. So $100 for health insurance, $100 for car insurance, $100 for gas, $300 for payment your loan in the car. So you're at $500 total for your car, $300 for your health insurance, so $800, $1,000 for your rent, so you're at $1,800. So okay, cool. So that's actually like, this is just like basic necessities right now, right? So next you're at $1,800, so that's the math right now. Okay, cool. So now let's take into account that we also have to eat, buy food. So say you like to buy groceries, right? And if you're pretty good, groceries are very expensive now. So let's just say $1,000 a month on groceries, because you spend $250 a week on groceries. You eat a ton, you're growing. So now you're at $1,000 for groceries. So all in all, you're at $2,800 for your overhead. And then say you need to get you just need money to be like buy things, right? You want to treat yourself, to go out with your friends every now and then. You want to say like go shopping to buy yourself a nice shirt, some clothes, say it's like $200 on like a lower end, so another $200. So $200 for clothes and external expenses, $1,000 for groceries, $1,000 for rent, so you're at $2,200, $500 for your car. Yeah, and so total you're like almost just $3,000 for you to be alive and to and just do things, which is kind of crazy. So this is like living on the low end. Like, and I know you can, the comments will be like, "Wow, why are you spending so much money?" Well, it is very expensive, like nowadays, to just be alive. Like, I think we could like live extremely below our means, right? But especially if you live in California, this is how much it costs to live, right? Yes, you can move to other states, but it is more expensive now just to be alive and to take care of yourself. Like, so it's kind of crazy, and I don't mean to like burst anyone's bubble, but it is very expensive to be alive. But a lot of times we just kind of go with how we feel, like, oh, can we do this? Yeah, I feel like I can do it, right? But sometimes we need to take a look at the numbers. Like, coming from business school, I realized how important like financials are, right? And seeing like these past 2 or 3 years of companies laying off like crazy, I understand now. Like, yes, like money and the bottom line, that's how companies are just trying to cut costs, because I think it's like they don't want them to, like, they don't know where the money is going to come from if people aren't spending. So what's happening right now is that the inflation, the U.S. is just trying to have people not spend. So because people aren't spending money, people aren't going out and buying things. Companies can't develop new products. They can't hire more people because no one's spending money. So essentially what's happening is the U.S. is trying to prevent hyperinflation, and hyperinflation occurs when the economy, like, you're basically printing too much money and your dollar isn't worth anything. So that's what happens during hyperinflation. And you need to kind of keep that in mind, is that, okay, so hyperinflation is occurring right now. So people aren't going to spend any money whatsoever. So the economy is not going to be good. People are not going to be able to basically get more jobs, right? I saw a statistic today. It apparently, like, it takes 3,000 job applications in order to get 1 or 2 job offers. And this is for qualified candidates. I remember 3 years ago, it was literally like you apply to 3 jobs, 4 jobs, and you get like 2 interviews. It was crazy. Now this economy, it's a little tricky, and it makes sense though. Interest rates are really high. Companies don't want to borrow money to help grow their business, so people stop spending. The value of the dollar doesn't increase as much, so you just kind of like stay steady, and essentially you don't see a lot of growth. A lot of companies hire, but a lot of people then tend to suffer because how they can afford rent, how they can afford paying for their bills, how they can afford whatever they're trying to do. And that's kind of one thing you do need to keep in mind, is that these cycles come boom and bust, boom and bust, boom and bust. And we've kind of been like a little downturn now. So I'm not too sure how long it's going to last, but just know that everything eventually goes up. So if you look at the trend of the S&P 500, the S&P 500 has always gone up. Even during the Great Depression, when it was at its lowest, the S&P 500 has always gone up. It's always gone up. This means that there's always been growth in the U.S. economy. And essentially, if you ever see like the S&P 500 go to zero, that usually means the U.S. economy had crashed and it's just non-existent. Because the S&P 500, it tracks the top 500 U.S. companies, and it's always constantly rotating based on the top 500 companies within the United States. So if your company gets in the S&P 500, it usually means you're doing pretty good, you're doing pretty solid, and there is constant growth. And essentially what we're doing is we're maximizing shareholder value. And the United States S&P 500 has usually gone up 10% every year for the past however long it's been up. So of course that is an average, right? There are years you're only up 2-3%, and then there are years you're up like 15%. So you kind of average out that 9-10% every so often. So that's kind of with the S&P 500. as a content creator, as someone who's working a full-time job, I really think like going all in on content is great, but if you have bills to pay, it's okay to work another job, right? So many people work multiple jobs just to put food on the table, and it's a grind, right? But the grind doesn't last forever. It's essentially a season in your life. Like your life, I want you guys to view your life as seasons, in a sense where like there will be times where you have to grind, work extremely hard, not make much money, but you're building something, and then that takes off and you start doing well. And then there'll be time where you can rest because you have the fruits of your labor where you worked really hard. And then there'll be a time again where you have to like, okay, that was fun, I worked really hard, now let's grind again. So you're gonna have like different seasons in your life, and you're gonna have to make trade-offs. Even though you may be, want to hang out with your friends, you want to go party, you want to go spend and buy something, there will be trade-offs where you say, okay, well, I can't do this right now because I am trying to build or do something really important, significant. And that's happened for me where, okay, I want to hang out with my friends, I want to like just not post videos. I just want to like not do anything significant. I just want to be kind of like, in a sense, just relax. But I knew that certain time frame in my life was the grind season. It was the season of growing. It was the season of building something significant for myself, for my family, and for the people I love, because I want to get back to the world. And these videos are essentially for, I feel like, how I kind of give back right now. These long form videos where I talk about business, money, health, wealth, and trying to take care of yourself, and letting people know that it is okay to build a business and work a full-time job so you can take care of the people you love. Letting people know that, okay, you want to go full-time on this, but just know that you can, but we do have expenses we need to understand. Because you view yourself as a business. Like, we're so good at making videos, making content, but sometimes we don't look at the bigger picture, in a sense where that, okay, it is very important that we build something significant for ourselves, but it's also very important that we also look at the financial bigger picture of everything and understand that we need to pay bills, we need to buy insurance, we need to have rent, we need to have food. And that expense breakdown of $3,000, I was like more or less for one person. Imagine if you had a family and people you need to take care of. Obviously those expenses will go up more, but also understand that pressure builds diamonds. So if you're going through it right now and not understanding how you're going to build something, just know that you will figure it out. I believe in you. You can do anything you set your mind to, and don't be afraid to become and learn and do what you can to do what you need to do and to build what you need to build. I believe in you, right? Tough times don't last forever, but tough people will always last forever. So keep that in mind. For me, one of the hardest times for me was just going to business school, figuring out how I'm going to pay rent, figuring out how I'm going to pay for school, do all of these extremely hard things. But I knew I had to believe in myself and understood that, okay, even though this is tough, I can do this. People have done it before. The outcome will be well worth it. And even though I'm in the trenches right now, I will continue to strive and become the best version of myself and find a way to pay off this school, go to business school, figure everything out, because student loan is extremely scary. You didn't realize most people in business school will be $200,000 in debt after graduating, because tuition fee for me at UCLA was about $120,000 just to go to school. And then you have rent, and then you have food for those past 2 years of not working. So say like rent and food is about $80,000 over 2 years. So you're in debt $200,000. It's almost $250,000 to go to school. And then after that, you have graduated into a very, 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 very tough economy where you are at a 7 to 8 to 9 to 10% interest rate on your student loans. And you're paying a couple $1,000s a month just to pay off the principal, or just to pay off the interest. You're not even paying off the principal. So it's insane how expensive this is just to be like, going to school, a graduate school program. So I have a lot of love, a lot of faith in y'all who are going through this, because I was going through that rut as well. And I understand that it is not easy at all. So just be kind to yourself and understand that this is tough, but you will get through it. Okay, guys? Well, I will see you guys in a bit. Just got to work, so I'll be showing you guys, talking to you guys more or less, probably when I drive home, on more business and finance stuff, because I feel like we have so many entertaining videos on YouTube that get a lot of views, but also we need to talk about the business and economics of just being alive and just trying to figure everything out, because it is not easy, and I want you guys to be kind to yourself, because this whole thing called life is not easy at all, and figuring it out is tough. It is very tough. And I appreciate you guys so much. Everything will work out. We will all cross the finish line. Just stick to it. Just keep building every single day. Do not cheat the game. The game will give you everything you've ever wanted if you just put the work in. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit when we after work.